Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Right, I'm stuck not having heart rate at the moment. So that's, oh, there we are, epic. There we are. Got it. Right, I'm going to have to catch everyone up. Welcome along to Paris Marathon training. Bear with me while I get up to speed. So we're about 20 seconds behind everyone else. Well, I'm going at 13 just to catch everybody up. You just do a slow catch up. Oh, heart rate, my heart rate's gone again. Oh, you're with Tina Beard? What speed are you guys going? You're running with Tina at the moment, Victoria. You stay at 9.5. Shall I go at 10 and you go at 9.5? I'm just passing you. I'm just with John Farrell. Clive, what speed are you going at? I'll catch up to Clive and Sebastian. Oh, you're at 9. Okay. I'll do 9 as well then. Okay, yeah. So, apologies for the start. We're just getting there now. Okay, so I've caught up with Marcus and Sebastian and Clive and Paul Deering. John Cardona is just up ahead. John Farrell, Tina Beard just behind. Tina says I'm pootling really slowly. Paul Haywood says, oh, I didn't even realise there was an update. What, today? Oh, the update from a few days ago. Oh no, yeah, I did that ages ago. Okay. I panicked for a minute. I thought there was another update out. No, I did the update the other day. But Paul Haywood has been caught out by the update. Okay. So, it's a long run day, although it's not really this isn't really your long run. If you're training for the Paris Marathon, this should just be another one of your middle distance runs. We are increasing the distance or the time. We're increasing the time on feet every week, but your long runs should be much longer than this. 2 to 3 hours of running rather than just the hour. I mean, it'll go up to about an hour and 45 minutes by the end, but today we're doing an hour and 5 minutes. Hello, Daniel. He says, how's it going? We're not too bad. I had a bit of a shaky start just then. My Bluetooth wouldn't work and I didn't have... In fact, my heart rate's still not working. So that's not good. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, we've had a bit of a day today. I'll tell you all about that in a minute. So the plan, I think, at the moment we're going at a nice 9 kilometers an hour and we're going to just continue this for the time being. We don't want to do anything crazy like progressive particularly. We might go a little bit quicker, but we're not going to go crazy quick by the end. Victoria and I have just eaten pizza as well, so we're full to busting. Victoria, where do you think I've put my heart rate monitor? Because if it's easy to get quickly, I'm going to get it. John Farrell says my heart rate's not working, or his heart rate isn't working, and my heart rate isn't working. Hello Mark, and hello Jeff Partridge as well. Oh yes, Jeff, have you got any exciting spine stories to tell us today? Amy, is that Amy Green saying she can't find her heart rate monitor? Yeah, must have hidden it somewhere. Oh no, Apple TV's hopeless, says Tina. What are you finding difficulty with, Tina? Victoria's running on Apple TV at the moment. Hashtag screens for Victoria. I have stolen the screen again for chat. Yeah, and I'm just thinking about how to get my heart rate monitor, my heart rate working reliably off my watch. Yes, you're with us now. Oh, well, yeah, you're just about with us. Yes, you are with us. So Victoria's joined us now here as well. So if anybody wants to join the little gang we've got here of Paul Deering, La France, Sebastian, Clive, Paul Hayward, John Farrell, Victoria, and Clive's alter ego, Clive Stride. Then please either slow down and join us or catch us up. I'm the one with the yellow beacon, run leader today. Right, Tina Beard says there is data missing from the screen since the update. Okay, I'll have to have a look into that because I don't think I've updated my Apple TV. No. Oh no, yeah, we wouldn't know here because we don't look at the Apple TV screen. But I also haven't done the update on Apple TV. Okay. Right, so Jeff's got lots of stories, or at least some stories to tell us, but he's going to catch up with us in a couple of weeks in Cornwall, where we meet for the Arc. Paul Deering says, Tina, dare I state that Apple TV is idiot-proof? Oh dear. I'm glad you're a few miles away from Tina, Paul. There may have been a slap aimed your way there. Right, look, I'm going to have to do something about my heart rate because I can't run without some heart rate going on. I don't know why it's not responding. Sarah Jacobson has been running with Clive Stride as well. Is it Clyde Stride? Oh, okay, Clyde Stride. Right, okay. Was he chatty, Sarah? I've heard tell that he doesn't say a lot. Right, everyone in my group, I am just going to stop momentarily to get my heart rate working again. Fingers crossed it'll work. And I will catch you up. Oh dear, right, Tina is not in a good mood. And I don't think Paul has helped by stating Apple TV is idiot-proof. Oh, now my mouse is jumping around all over the place. I'm supposed to be talking about Paris Marathon on this live stream and this event, and I've spent the first 10 minutes faffing about with connections and stuff. Come on. Come on, come on. Right, here we go. Controversial, right. Come on. See, that's all that is Victoria. None of that is me. Unless that's me. What are you reading, Victoria, at the moment? This is me on Ant Plus. I think this is me on Ant Plus. 117. Yes. Right, there's... Okay, good. I don't have to rely on Bluetooth now. Right. We are sorted. Running round the Paris course, which is, of course, where we'll be running in 2.5 months' time when we do the Paris Marathon. 3 months max time. Where are we now? We're in our second week of training, so that means we've got, about 11 weeks, 10 weeks to go. So, 2.5 months. Right, I'm just going to catch the guys up who just went ahead of me a bit. No, that's not controversial at all, Sarah. Clive Stride does indeed have dodgy pace. Clive, on the other hand, perfect pace. Beautiful, steady, equilibrium all the way through. But, Clive Stride, not so much. Right, just catching up to the back. Oh, Victoria's wearing her Paris Marathon t-shirt. belatedly welcome to this Paris Marathon training session. You will be very surprised to learn I've been having a few technical problems. Because, as you know, I never suffer from technical issues. Full stop. Not a word from you, Sarah Jacobson. Grace is finished her long run and she's relaxing watching us. She said only other runners can appreciate watching other runners on TV. Yeah, nobody else is interested in us running, are they? Just other runners. So, yeah, we are running around the Paris course. This isn't the full Paris Marathon course by any means, just a little section of some of it. So this bit is quite early on in the run, and we're actually in the real Paris Marathon, we're going in the opposite direction. And same for when we go past on the River Seine on the other side, we're going in the opposite direction to what we would do when we are at about 27, 28 kilometers into the Paris Marathon. We run along the Seine on that road, but in the opposite direction. I have had much worse than this, Sarah. Sarah's saying this is only a moderate tech issue. I'm ignoring that, Paul. I will ignore that, Paul. We have 10 weeks left after this in training for the Paris Marathon. More interval sessions and 10 more of these longish runs. Remember, these runs increase by 5 minutes every week. But do not count this as your actual long run. Your proper long run should be at least 2 hours and getting up to 3 or even 4 hours each week. So 3 or 4 weeks out from the marathon, you should do long runs of at least 20 miles. This will build your endurance and stamina to complete the full 26 miles on marathon day. Ideally, to complete a marathon in between 4 and 5 hours, you should look to run at least 30 to 40 miles a week. you're looking to complete the Paris Marathon in 4 hours, I would argue between 40 and 60 miles a week. If you want to do a 3-hour marathon, at least 60 miles a week and more. Most of those miles should be completed at conversational pace. Full stop, nice and slow. Then you can also throw in a couple of quick sessions each week. We have our Paris Marathon interval session on Tuesdays. Sorry, I hope you don't mind me wittering away on the game chat. I've not forgotten about you guys watching on the stream, and I know that many of the people who are actually in the run are watching the stream as well, or at least listening to the stream. I do have another technical issue, which happened in the last stream, in that my headphones are now connected to Apple TV and not my computer, so I can't hear any music on my my headphones aren't on because I know that they're not connected. So that's another technical issue I need to sort out after this run and before the next one. It's all Victoria's fault, because Victoria did a long run the other day and she wanted to watch TV, but she couldn't hear the TV screen speakers. So she asked me to connect, well, I suggested connecting the headphones to Apple TV. And I've forgotten to disconnect them, and now they won't connect to my computer. I've tried repairing, but the computer does not want to see my headphones. So I will sort that out at a later date. I'm sure I can get it working. Denise says she's a bit late. Hello, Denise. Nice to have you with us. It's all right. We've still got 44 minutes left of the run, so you're all right. Plenty of chat still to come. Eric Lou loves my hat. Right, Marcus Holmes. Hashtag speakers for Victoria. or headphones for Victoria. You have her own headphones that actually work on Bluetooth rather than nicking mine. How about that? I don't mind her having a pair of headphones. In fact, I'm sure she's got her own pair of headphones somewhere. Have you only got wired ones? Oh right, Victoria only has wired headphones. She does not have her own pair of Bluetooth headphones. Hashtag Bluetooth headphones for Victoria. Oh. Hashtag Bluetooth headphones for Victoria. Do you know what? I didn't think that would work, but it did. That was voice to text and it worked. Yeah, Eddie Izzard would be very proud of me for that one. Silent disco in the shed quarters. Well, that's what I have. Every time I do a live stream, I have the music on my headphones, not coming out of the speakers, so I am essentially having my own little silent disco in the shed quarters every time I live stream, apart from today. Clive, remind me, when did we get that bucket hat? Yeah, I think it was a New Year's Day event of some kind where we got the bucket hat. Sarah Jacobson says, Victoria, I highly recommend the Powerbeats Pro for running. Are they waterproof, Sarah? Sweatproof? Yeah, mine, I've got the Aftershocks which are sweat-proof and they're bone conductors, so they don't actually go in your ears. So I can hear other stuff that's going on around me, like the doorbell ringing on my Google Home. Oh yeah, Victoria's got a piercing in... How do you spell that word, Victoria? Have you heard of the D-A-I-T-H, the daith, in your ear? Victoria has that pierced. So it's difficult for her to put headphones into her ear because they catch on the ear piercing in her daith. Right, Clive says it was a New Year's hat. Okay, yeah, the bucket hat was a New Year's event, yeah. Right, so the Powerbeat Pros, or Powerbeats Pro, are sweat and water resistant, so anybody want to try those out, or anyone else got those? Let me know what you think of them. Alright, now Tina's arguing with Clive, saying it wasn't New Year's Day, or it was for a specific event. Okay. Yeah. I can never remember where we get all these things from. Oh, Clive thinks it was a top hat. No, I'm fairly sure it was a bucket hat initially. It wasn't a top hat that changed into a bucket hat. It was definitely a bucket hat from the outset. I do remember that. I just don't remember what event we got it in. I could search back through all my live streams, but will I do that? No, I won't. Yeah, bucket hat separate, says Tina. If you haven't already seen, we are planning on 2 group meals together in Paris. So we will eat together the night before the marathon and also in the evening after we finish the marathon. I know we still have a few weeks to go, but I think I had better start looking for somewhere now. My brother-in-law lives in Paris, so I'm sure he can help find and book somewhere suitable. Hello, Peter Barlow. How's it going? Peter Barlow on Facebook. Sarah Jacobson on YouTube. Denise on YouTube. Grace on Facebook. Jeff Partridge is on Facebook. Clive's on Facebook. So hello to everyone watching. Hello to everyone taking part. If you're new, if you don't know what's going on, welcome to Zwift. Welcome to this Paris Marathon training run. The reason it's a Paris Marathon training run is because in 2.5 months' time, we will all be meeting. Well, I say all. A lot of us will be meeting in real life in Paris to run the Paris Marathon. We have previously had a small Zwift meetup in Scotland for the Loch Ness Marathon, which was very successful and very enjoyable. So we thought we'd do it again, and we have 2 marathons that are happening this year. We have the Paris Marathon on April the 3rd, and we also have the Copenhagen Marathon on May the 15th. So a lot of people are going to Copenhagen, and a lot of people are going to Paris, and some people are going to both. Marcus is asking if I speak French. Not really. I speak when I have to. I speak enough to get what I need, like a coffee. A little, yes, or a little pee. That's what people say, isn't it? I speak a little pee, un petit peu. Yeah, so not really. I mean, I did go to French lessons as a younger adult, some time ago, but it didn't really help. You have to live in the culture and live in a French-speaking country, I think, to really get the gist. But I kind of get by, I think, is the English way of putting it. Yeah, Grace booked us in for meals at Loch Ness, and she found it tough. Eventually, we found somewhere to go, but it is a good idea, I think, to start looking early to book places to eat. Peter Barlow has done 30 kilometres today. Nice one. So 30 kilometres, that's around about 17, 18 miles. No, hang on a minute. Maybe more than that. 18, 19 miles, because 32 kilometres is 20 miles. So yeah, 18 to 19 miles for Peter today. Well done, Peter. Oh yeah, we didn't do quite as much as that this morning, Peter. So we had a bit of an eventful morning. Where do I start with this? So initially, I was going to try and run a fast park run. A friend of mine, another YouTuber, had come down for the weekend and was running Worthing Park Run, and so I was going to go and run quick as well. But then Elsa and Ellis decided they wanted it to be a family run, so we agreed that 4 of us would run as a family. So we started out, we did that, we started running, and we got to about 2.5, 3 kilometres in, and I noticed a Ferrari pulling out of a road. I said, "Look everyone, look at the Ferrari." Everyone turned their heads left, and my youngest, Ellis, as he turned back, crashed face first into a large metal recycling bin that he hadn't seen in front of him. We think he's broken his nose. There was quite a lot of blood, and basically that was our park run over. We all stopped. He was in shock. Various medics arrived, people doing park runs. "Oh, I'm a doctor, can I help?" We had a professor of professor of medicine, but I can't remember what she said. She was a specific motor neurone? No. Anyway, anatomy. Professor of anatomy stopped and helped. Then all the parkrun officials arrived with their phones, asking if we needed a lift to A&E, and then we had to give loads of details for their incident reports. Then a GP came along, helped Ellis out as well. Anyway, and we basically sat there for an hour, half an hour, 45 minutes, getting him back on his feet, mopping up the blood and getting him on his feet and back home. It turns out that he didn't need to go to hospital. The doctor thinks it's very likely he has broken his nose, but as long as he's got paracetamol over the weekend, he'll be fine, and then we need to make an appointment for him possibly to go and have his nose straightened when the swelling has gone down. Suffice to say, my friend completed parkrun in 16 minutes 38 seconds, so he did very well. But we aborted. So that's why my Strava shows abandoned parkrun from this morning. So there's a little story for you halfway through our halfway through our run. Yeah, his nose is very swollen. Bounding the Arc de Triomphe is something you do not do during the Paris Marathon. Jeff Partridge is back after dinner. He says, what did I miss? Well, you've missed the story of Ellis breaking his nose at parkrun this morning, Jeff. This is where you will all meet the morning of the run, or walking down the Champs-Elysees to find your starting pen. Champs-Elysees. Right, that's not working. So the Arc de Triomphe is where you will meet in the morning of the run before we walk down the Champs-Elysees to find your starting pen. Yeah, just stay in your little depressed bubble for 2 more weeks, and then you can get down to the Arc and enjoy yourself again. It is horrible coming back from a big event and having that runner's low after a high. I know you weren't running, but it's taking part, isn't it? It's all the razzmatazz and all the kind of hype of the whole thing gets you excited, even if you're not actually running. And it was a great race to Spine this year. Really good. Hope not. Oh, Jeff, tell us again. We can't remember if you're actually running this one or not. Are you running the spot? Are you running the Arc? Victoria thinks you are running. I can't remember now which one, if any of them, you're actually running. There is a Starbucks on the Champs-Elysees. Right, my voice to text, it used to be able to say Champs-Elysees without any problems, but now it's just it's rubbish at doing it. I'm now going to post what it thinks I just said. Jeff is running the Arc. Okay, yes. Champs-Elysees. 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 Samsung EC, says John Farrell. Shamour Lychee, says Marcus Holmes. Shameful lasses, says Marcus Holmes. This is ridiculous. It used to work perfectly well. I do like to try and get myself a Starbucks before the start of the Paris Marathon. Full stop. Victoria likes to go to McCaff. That didn't work either. Shows the Lisi, says Tina. Right, well, I'm glad it doesn't work for everyone else as well then. I'm glad it's not working for any of you lot either. Wayne Briggs says, evening guys, have a great run. Back in the warm after supporting my club at Birmingham League cross country this afternoon. Did Tour de Zwift stage 2 long run this morning with a 5k tempo thrown in. Nice course, he says. Yeah, we need to do, I need to do stage 2 of Tour de Zwift. I hope it doesn't run out. When does it run out? I hope it's not. Let's just have a look now. Hang on a second. We both need to do Tour de Zwift stage 2. Let's see if there's one tomorrow. Yeah, we're all right. Tomorrow, oops. Stage 2, yeah, we're fine. 6 o'clock tomorrow, stage 2, if we wanted to. Oh, of course, no, we've got the, oh, we need to talk about that, don't we? Because we've got a day trip tomorrow. We're hoping to be back in time. Well, we have got a day trip tomorrow. Right, so we're going out tomorrow for a day trip. Oh, hang on a minute. It's Sunday tomorrow. Yes, not Monday. Don't worry. Forget it. Forget that. We can do stage 2 tomorrow, provided we're back from our trip, which hopefully we will be. For some reason, I had Monday in my head, and I was panicking about the community run. Forget that. It's all fine. We might well be able to do stage 2 tomorrow if we get back in time, and if we're not too tired. 6 kilometres done here. Paul Hayward's done 4.8. I think he joined a little bit late. But most people here have done 6 in my little group. Marcus Holmes up ahead has done 6.5. Nikki 6.3. Sarheim 6.3. Tina's on 6. Oh, we're all on 6.1 now. So yeah, all doing good. Each 10 in the Paris Marathon goes off at different time intervals. If you are in the pens towards the back, it could be up to an hour before you start the run. Do remember, you can always catch up with this live stream over on YouTube at the Zwift Run Live channel. Zwift with a Z, of course, or a Z. Don't look at any flash cars, yeah. The Champs-Élysées has some very flash car shops. Sorry? Oh, Victoria seems to think they've all closed. Victoria seems to think most of the flash car shops have closed on this street that shall not be named. Hello, William. William says champion. I don't know who he's saying that to. Probably Victoria. Possibly me. Possibly everyone running today. Is everyone feeling happy and comfortable? Question mark. Marcus says they should definitely close the Ferrari one after today. Simply out of respect for my son, Marcus, yes. Right, Paul Hayward says he's feeling super duper. Clive says yes, he's feeling great. John Farrell says yes, feeling good. Amy says she's knackered. Comfortable, yes. Happy, not so much, says Tina. Well, according to Paul Deering, Apple TV is made for idiots. Sarah Jacobson, that question was not directed at you, lying on your sofa, feeling quite happy with a resting heart rate of 47. Tina says, I think Apple TV is homemade. Yeah, well, I hope you all remember the homemade joke that got me in giggles a few weeks ago. Paul Deering thinks I'm trying to get him into trouble. What? Me? Trying to get you into trouble? Well, it's right. It's payback for you getting me into trouble every time I mention sub-3 marathons. Deering, I owe you about £5 million for talking about sub-3 marathons. Sorry. Oh, Sarah, I'm sure it can't be that far off. You're pretty active, aren't you? Anything below 60 is really good. 60 is anything around 60 is perfectly normal. A resting heart rate. So, but people who are running every day or every other day on Zwift, and you know, all you guys, you're running all the time on Zwift, and don't tell me you're not, because I see your names in the events all the time. Regular runners like us will have resting heart rates below 60, or thereabouts anyway. Currently, my heart rate is about 123. It might be a bit lower than that. Excuse me, it might be a bit lower than that. Well, it does now, it's just dropped. I've just had a little dip, look. Amy Green says, my resting heart rate can be between 45 and 55. Yeah, that sounds about right, Amy. Your marathon, you should be looking to have heart rate in the yellow zone. Full stop. That is around about zone 3 for most of the 26 miles. You cannot sustain 4 to 5 hours of running in orange or red zones. you should only be hitting orange or red during your 5 or 10k races or during interval session training. "16 minutes to go of our longish run around Paris. Each one of these each week extends by 5 minutes. So next week it's going to be 1 hour and 10 minutes of running. Just increasing our stamina, the longevity that our body can go at a given pace. But as well as this run and the interval session, if we're training for a spring marathon, April or May, we should be gradually increasing our mileage week on week now. If you are genuinely training properly for a spring marathon, ellipsis, you should now be gradually increasing your weekly mileage. Your peak weekly mileage should be around 3 weeks before the marathon. Then you will spend the next 3 weeks gradually reducing the mileage, but still keeping some intensity. Amy, I've noticed, actually, thank you so much. I've noticed that you have been systematically watching every one of my videos, and also, bless you, thank you, commenting on every one as well. And I appreciate that so much. Thank you. I know I haven't replied to every single one, but thank you so much. That's much appreciated. If everybody else wants to follow Amy's example, Amy is choosing a video a day or two videos a day, watching on the Film My Run channel, and then commenting on the video. And yeah, it's so nice to get those comments. Thank you, Amy. Yeah, those are my outdoor, not the Zwift runs. So this is the Zwift Run live channel that you're watching on YouTube now. But I also have another channel, which is the Film My Run channel. That is for my outdoor runs. Right, Jackie says, what's the weather like in Paris this time of year? Okay, so, April time of year. We generally find it's mostly fairly warm. We have had a couple of cold years. Victoria particularly remembers spectating one year and being absolutely freezing. But from my perspective as a runner, and this will be my 10th Paris Marathon, it tends, so 7 times out of 10, I would say, it's been pretty warm. Yeah, one year in particular, absolutely baking. The weather in Paris in April can vary, but it is generally warm. So be prepared to splash yourself with water quite a lot. Yeah. The course is littered with fire engine crews who spray water on you. There are also sponge stops where you can grab a sponge and douse yourself in water. Adam Koffler is passing on his best wishes to Jeff Partridge for his Arc of Attrition run. So Arc of Attrition 100-mile race happens in 2 weeks' time in Cornwall, south-west of the UK. It's one of the UK's toughest 100-mile races, along with the Lakeland 100 in the Lake District. And there are quite a few runners on Zwift who are taking part. So Clive Finnimore and Jeff Partridge for starters. Is Jason doing the... Is he? Jason Mitchell is running as well. So quite a few people. And Victoria and I are working for the event organiser. We will be live streaming the whole event on the organisers' Facebook and YouTube channels. So that it won't be on Film My Run, it won't be on my channels. I am changing it. I have in the past done that, but I'm changing it this year. So we're not broadcasting, live streaming on the Film My Run channel. It will be on the Mud Crew channel. Mud Crew are the organisers of the Arc of Attrition. So if you're interested in watching live coverage by me and Victoria of the Arc of Attrition 100-mile race round the rugged coast of Cornwall in south-west England, then tune in a couple of weeks' time for that. Yeah, watching plenty of runners suffer a pretty arduous 100-mile race. Just under 10 minutes to go. By the time we get to 10 weeks from now, I think we'll be running around this course about 5 times, won't we? This is why I did initially plan for this run to be on the France course, not the Paris course, because knowing it gets longer and longer each week, I wanted it to kind of go around the France course, but maybe I can change it actually. I'll ask if we can get it changed. I do have the ability now to set up my own activities, my own events on the Zwift calendar. So, but this one wasn't set up by me. This was set up by Zwift HQ. But one that was set up by me, if you're interested in getting your route achievement badges, starting on February 3rd, we will be doing a weekly route achievement badge event. So let me just show you that. So we'll scroll all the way through as quick as we can. This is on the Zwift Companion app. If you haven't got this, download this on iOS or Android. This allows you to see all the events that are taking place on Zwift for running and cycling over the coming weeks. And you can see here it's going way ahead. End of this month into February. Right, here we go. So there we are, February, FMR Badge Hunters, 6:15 UK time in the evening. We're going to do our first one, which is going to be Couch to Sky K. So FMR Badge Hunters starts on February 3rd with Couch to Sky K in New York. There are 11 badges to get for your routes. I know many of the regulars have them already, but for any newbies, for anyone who hasn't got them all, February 3rd, we start an 11-week series of badge hunting. So join that now, and we'll see you there on Feb 3rd. Back up the Rue de Rivoli for a third time, I think. Yeah, I think I will have a word with Zwift HQ and try and get this route changed. We will continue the interval session on the Paris course, but I think I'd like to change this one to the France course. Paul Hayward hasn't got Couch to Sky K, so he's going to be in for that. Wendy Schroeder, thanks for the ride on.
Ride on!
Yeah, Victoria spent lockdown getting all her route badges. I can't remember when I got mine, but I remember... Was it Paul Deering? Were you involved when we all did a big group run to get our final badge? 6 minutes left of the Paris Marathon long run training session. And we've had a comfortable, easy run. We're going to hopefully hit just over 9 kilometers by the end. Maybe, hopefully hit 10 maybe. Will we? 6 minutes 40 per kilometer. Ooh. No, they're not cool. I might just notch it up to 10 actually. It's only a minute more running, isn't it? Shall we make it around 10 kilometers? You're about 2 seconds behind me, Victoria. You're not far. We've all done 9k, so we've got 1k to go. So if we may as well finish 10k, hadn't we? So next week's run will be 1 hour and 10 minutes. In the meantime, we continue with the fast interval sessions, which pull your heart out of your chest on Tuesday. If you would like to add some hill training into your weekly session, come and join me for the Film My Run 500 on Tuesday and Thursday. Amy, yes, right. Amy's asking about 80-20 running and being in zones 1 and 2 heart rate and saying, is walking okay? Yes, it is. I mean, ideally, you're doing very slow jogging and your heart rate in zone 1 and 2. If you're finding that if you start to run, your heart rate goes up to zone 3, just firstly, double check your heart rate zones on your watch to make sure they're set correctly. And then secondly, if they are, and you're still finding that you're running and your heart rate is going into zone 3, then yes, walk, that's fine just to bring the heart rate down. It's the time on your feet that counts and the miles you cover, but it doesn't really matter if you're walking or running. Just get that heart rate into zone 2. Ideally zone 2. And if you can, make sure you've got, if you are doing it by heart rate, do try and wear a chest strap, because although optical heart rate on your wrist is perfectly fine most of the time for general running, if you do want to be quite specific about training to your heart rate, then get a strap that works well. Get a heart rate strap around your chest that works well. I use the HRM Pro. I know it's very expensive. But it's very comfortable. I used to get quite bad chafing in the middle of my chest from my heart rate strap, and Victoria does from the one that she's got. So I went out and bought the most expensive chest strap I could get my hands on. It's about 120 quid. The HRM Pro from Garmin. And I've not had chafing since. And it works every time, and it's accurate heart rate. Victoria's got a Garmin HRM, but they're colour-coded now, so you've got the yellow one, which is the HRM Pro, which is what I've got. Victoria's is the red one, and that only broadcasts in Ant Plus as well, so we can't use it for Apple TV. Well, we can via the watch, so the heart rate strap connects via Ant Plus to the watch, and then the watch connects via Bluetooth to Apple TV. But in general, you can't use that chest strap for Bluetooth connections. So if you want one that's dual Bluetooth and Ant Plus, HRM Pro is pretty much the way to go. Thank you so much everyone for joining today. Well done, and we'll see you for the next one. Take care, Tina. See you soon as well. Amy says she hates her Wahoo strap. If you can afford it, Amy, go for the HRM Pro. It is expensive, but I've been very, very happy with it, I have to say. Right, we are going to continue just for another 300 metres, just to get to 10k. It's only another minute and a half. Good luck to the 3 runners left out on the Spine course who have until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning to finish. Tina Beard says, I hope Ellis is okay. Thank you very much, Tina. Yeah, he is fine. He's back to himself this evening. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously with a broken nose, but he's a lot better this evening. But yeah, still a big swollen nose. So we'll see if it's broken next week sometime, I imagine. So yeah, we are just coming to the end of the session, and we will be back for 1 hour 10 minutes next week. Oh no, we've finished the session, haven't we? But we're just coming to the end of our 10k, is what I mean. In about 50 meters, I think. John Farrell says thanks. Stephen and Victoria. Clive Finnemore loves the HRM Pro. He has no issues with it. That's good to know as well. Paul Hayward says thanks, Stephen. Well done, everybody, he says. Sebastian says thanks, Stephen. Paul Deering, thanks, Stephen. Marcus, well done, everyone. And I'm up to 10 and Victoria's done 10. We are finished. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate that and enjoyed it. We will see you all. Well, listen, tomorrow we may or may not be here. I would like to keep my run every day in January going. I wasn't planning on doing run every day in January, but I have run every day in January so far. Oh yeah, the Arc, of course. I won't be able to run at the Arc, will I? But anyway, listen, we'll try and do a run tomorrow. If we get back from London, we're going for a day trip in London with the kids tomorrow. If we get back from London in time tomorrow, we will jump on and do stage 2 of the Tour de Zwift. I can see Marcus running around in circles again. So that's what we'll do. But do not be surprised if we don't make it back in time. We may well stop at some very extravagant shop and buy ice creams. Jackie Ramos says, have a good evening and a good rest. Thank you. Clive says, see you next time. Denise, thanks, Stephen. Enjoy your weekend. Clive says, well done, everyone. We are off. Take care, everybody. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. If not, we'll see you next week. Have a good rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.